Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to create a more elaborated pivot table with different levels of information, making changes to the value settings, and other useful techniques to analyze your data. If you're not familiar with pivot tables, I recommend you watch my video, What is a Pivot Table? How to create one with the automated tool before watching this video. You can download the support document for this session from the link indicated in the description of the video. So let's get on it. This data table sample tracks sales made by a fake company and is showing a 3-month sales period from the month of July to September. Here I have a few questions that we need to answer. What is the best-selling product and brand by dollar during the month of August at the online store? What is the average transaction sale from the local store on the period shown? And how many transactions each seller have completed per month, and who's the one with the most transactions? All our columns have headers, so we just need to understand what kind of information is contained on each column. This table uses the following columns. Transaction is a consecutive number used to identify each cell. Date. This is the date of transaction, displayed on a short date format. Item sold is the description of the product sold. Brand is the brand associated to the product sold. Color is the color associated to some products sold like cell phones and tablets. Seller is the name of the sellers that complete the transaction. Transaction store shows where the sales was done, either online or local store. Quantity is the quantity of products sold on each transaction. Unit price is the unit price of the product sold. Extended price is the total price of the product sold. Is the result of quantity multiplied by price. Now we're ready to create the pivot table. Select any cell within the table. Go to the ribbon tab, Insert, and click on the Insert Pivot Table button. A new window will prompt, the range is selected, and the default is a new worksheet. Then click OK. Now let's select our fields to be able to answer the questions. The first question requires 3 levels of information: store, product, and brand. Select and drag item sold to the row area. Then select and drag the brand below the item sold. And lastly, select and drag the transaction store on top of the item sold. Now select and drag the extended price to the value area. And we need one last thing: separate the sales by month. For that, we will put the date on the columns area. In recent versions of Excel, when adding dates to columns, it groups the dates by month. If you click on the plus sign, you can expand that group to see the actual dates of transactions. Let's put it back. The first question refers to the online store, so we can disregard the local store. Hide the details by clicking on the minus sign, and that collapses the entire group. Then, within each group of products and brand, we can sort the values in ascending order to see what the highest cell is. Select one of the values and go to the ribbon tab, Data, click on the Sort button, and now we can see the tablet Samsung was the most sold product and brand during the month of August. The second question is asking average transaction sale per month from the local store. We can collapse the online store, as we don't need to see the detail. And we don't need to expand the local store group either. We can work the way it is. The values are summarized by sum. To change to average, we will go to the values area, then click on the field, and select the value field setting. A new window will prompt with several options to summarize the data, like sum, count, average, and more. Let's change from sum to average and click OK. And now we know what is the average transaction sale per month. We can also observe that it's trending down from July to September. The last question has to do with the sellers. So we don't need the product, brand, or store. We can remove them from the pivot table by going to the row area, click on the transaction store field, and select Remove Field. Then do the same for the item sold and the brand. Now select the seller and drag it to the row area. We must do one more change to the values. If you recall, we are showing average values, and we need count. So go to the values area, click on the field, select field settings, and change to count. Now we can see how many transactions have been completed per each seller. You will see on the last row a blank category. That means that all of those transactions there are no seller assigned. So we can remove it. Click on the row labels drop down and uncheck blank. Then click OK, and now we have only the transactions with sellers assigned. Now let's sort the values from largest to smallest to tell who has the most transactions. Brian H. So far, we can create pivot tables, collapsing and expanding groups, and change the settings of the summarized data. But what else can we do with PivotTable? One more useful technique you can use to analyze further your data is the power of the double click. What I meant is that you can double click any of the values within the pivot table, and that will create a separate spreadsheet with only those records. It is basically a subset of the original source data. So you don't have to go back to the source, make a filter, search for that record. Oof, that's very labor intense. Remember the power of the double click. I will add back the item sold and remove the sellers. And change the field settings back to sum. We will also add the transaction store, but this time we will add it to the filter area. You can see here in this area is including all the transactions by default. Select multiple items and click OK. Nothing changes this far. That's because we still have both selected. Let's open it again and uncheck Online Store. Now the values goes down because it is only displaying the summary of local store. Let's select All again, and this time go to the Option menu on the Ribbon tab. Then select Show Report Filters Pages Off. A new window will prompt with the fields available. There is only one right now. Click OK, and Excel now creates two separate pivot table reports, one for local store and one for online. A pivot table can also be used as a report, so we can change the format by going to the Ribbon tab Design. Here we have a series of options to change the format of the table. The way you will present your report is entirely a personal choice, or in some cases required by your company. Explore these options and select one that fits your needs to report out your work. I hope you find this video helpful to get you familiarized with Excel. Thank you for watching, and if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get access to my series of tutorials to learn Excel step by step. I'll see you in the next video.